Good day, my friends from Malaysia. Today's video will be a little bit different than usual, a little more personal than usual, not just going and seeing a site or a place. Even though I am at the TRX Exchange Mall and I'm going to the TRX Park, that's just, I'm just kind of checking them out. But I wanted to make this video just kind of talking about my current situation, where I'm at. My Malaysian audience does not really know too much about me at this point, I know most of you have not watched like my earlier videos where I've maybe gone into detail about like some personal stuff. So I think it's a good time to do that. I have been fasting for the last 48 hours. I wanted to do a 3 to 5 day fast because I started to feel so sick from the food. And that's just because of my own like stomach and food intolerances that I have. It's nothing actually to do with the food here specifically, it's because I don't have a kitchen. I'm staying in hotels. And so it's been tricky, very tricky. So now I'm on a 3 to 5 day fast. It's a Friday night now, and I'm definitely hitting a point where it's difficult to walk around and smell food, and it's a weekend, so if you don't drink like me, you want to eat at the very least. You want to like be able to eat, but I've done this before. I'd say if I can make it till tomorrow, if I can sleep tonight and make it till tomorrow without eating, I'll be over the hump. I'll be over the most difficult part of it, and so I'm going to try my hardest to keep it going. But in the worst case, if I failed tonight, it would be a 48-hour fast. And I'm feeling like completely better at this point. I was having a variety of symptoms and difficulties that was starting to affect me, being able to actually film and edit and do the work I need to do, like my design work to make money. Started to have a lot of pain in my neck and my arms because like the hotel I'm in, or the hotel I was in, I should say, which now seems incredible because I had to change to a new hotel. But the desk setup, my work setup has not been like ideal, let's say. And so I've been really feeling it in the body. Now I've had to move to another hotel. Fendi. I guess this mall is quite like luxury stuff. I do believe I read that. Nice mall. I wanted to get some AC, so I stepped in there for a moment. I'm gonna head to the park too. I'm just gonna go back in the AC for now, since I'm just kind of walking, talking, telling you a little story here. I think it makes sense. So I switched due to some like financial hiccups, I will say, and what's basically going on is I had intended on going back to Thailand a little bit quicker than this, and I'm only actually still here because the flights have gone up so much in price. Maybe due to the holiday here, maybe due to Songkran in Thailand, maybe due to both, so that flying from here to there is just very expensive. When I first planned this trip and like set up this trip, the flights back to Thailand were around $24. So it was like just over 100 ringgit. And now, like, to fly anytime in the next week even is like, like 600 ringgit, like 120 US dollars one way with no luggage. And so, I'm just not able to do it for now. And so I'm trying to save some money so I can get out of here next week. As much as I like it, all my stuff is in Thailand. I have to sell some things. I sold something on Facebook Marketplace for like $300 essentially, like 1,500 ringgit, or some boots. And I need to get there to actually sell it to the person. So until then, like, my income is very low. And until I get money from YouTube at the end of the month, which is a nice chunk. It's like, again, like another 1,500, no, actually 2,500 ringgit or so for the first month of income that I will get from YouTube, which is fantastic, which is amazing. But not till the end of April. So for now, again, I'm working with like a very low income level, selling designs. I was a tattoo artist for 5 years in New York. And then, yeah, when I decided to move to Thailand, I sort of stopped, but I still have this big Instagram account. Not huge, but like 40,000 something followers. So I knew I could still make money from that and find a way to make like an income, right? And so I still sell my designs, and I do custom designs, and other tattoo artists tattoo them, and I take a cut. So overall, like I usually can make a good $1,000 per month from that. Still not much income, right? But it's doable for me in Southeast Asia for the most part. But it doesn't leave much room for error and things going wrong or not according to plan. And so, yeah, right now I switched hotels. I switched to like a hostel. 8 people per room. It's very cheap. It's like $5 a day. It's like 25 ringgit per day or so. Because where I was staying was around initially 17, and then now with the weekend and maybe holiday, I don't know, it's more like 30 US. So now it's a little bit out of reach for me. It's way out of reach for me, or I would never be able to fly back to Thailand. I will never be able to buy the flight. So I'm doing what I need to do, but let's just say the new place is much worse than anticipated. So it's full, 8 people in the room, 7 other men, 7 like, I guess all Bangladeshi men who are, I think, living there, like long term in the place. And right away, I mean, they were all in the room when I got there. And like, it's just very loud with like music and games and different things on the phone that I don't understand. So it's like it's a lot of noise. There's no air conditioning. There's no window as well, and there's no desk. It's just like a bed, like a bunk bed. There's not even an outlet, unfortunately. There's no working outlet in the room, and so it can't get much worse, right? It's pretty bad. So at this point, I'm pretty much staying out of the place except for sleeping. I'm just trying to. I'll hang out in the mall for 10 hours if I need to. It's a better option. But yeah, none of them speak English, and they're all kind of already know each other, and I don't know, seemingly have been living there for a long time, and don't seem that interested in trying to communicate even with like translate or anything like that, becoming friendly. So it's a weird situation. I never stayed in that kind of situation before. I definitely don't come from money. I definitely come from very like lower class family. So, I'm not bougie, but there's a point that it starts to affect the mind a little bit. So that's where I'm at. But getting out of the house, taking walks, getting into a mall, into some AC, it helps. It definitely. Let me just make sure that still recording, not full my storage. Yeah, it's difficult, but I'm managing it. I'm doing what I need to do, and that's it. But I just want to say that I'm not able to make as good of videos as I would want, or go necessarily all around town as I would want. Even though like the train is cheap, it's still like the difference between when I'm not fasting, at least, the difference between like a meal or taking the train. And so that's another reason I'm like walking everywhere. I like to walk and I like exercise, but sometimes I will also choose it because I just don't even want to spend a few dollars on the train. It's not like being cheap. It's like really trying to be smart and think in terms of like my budget and my current income level, right? A lot of you have encouraged me in the comments to put some donation links back in the description, because I mentioned it in some video that I used to do that. And these comments got a bunch of thumbs up, so yeah, I feel comfortable throwing some links. Anybody who is capable financially of throwing $5, $20, 25 ringgit, 100 ringgit, whatever you can, it's going to help me so much in this moment. So it's not why I made this video at all, but I think it's a good video to plug it verbally instead of just putting it in the description. I'm not gonna say it in every video or anything, but yeah, I thought it was a good time. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Again, it's not expected. Just watching my videos and supporting me that way is enough. But if you're capable and you do want to support, I will put the link in the description. So Buy Me a Coffee website. Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah. So yeah, I know a lot of my viewers just didn't know anything about me. Probably didn't know where I come from or any type of like background. Am I rich? A lot of people asking like how I afford to live this lifestyle. It may look glamorous, but the reality is I'm doing it like on a heavy budget, and it's not, it's far from glamorous at this moment. But the whole point is to become full-time doing YouTube and yeah, just be able to pay for myself to live and travel comfortably. Not get rich, nothing like that. I mean, yeah, that'd be great, that'd be cool. But that's not like it's not truly my thought. I've hit points in my life where I've become momentarily rich, where I've made maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars in short amounts of time. And unfortunately, living in New York City and having reckless psychological like spending habits, I'd say, from making money very quickly at those times, yeah, it made it difficult. But I'm at a point now where I no longer really value being extremely wealthy in the same way. Even though I was never extremely wealthy, it's like, I'm more content with just being able to live a comfortable life instead of, getting a bunch of designer clothes and stuff like this, which was a lot of my motivation before. Clothes, like women, now I'm not motivated by that stuff. It's more motivation to get myself out of difficult financial times, get my family out of difficult living circumstances, still to this day. And that's the goal. That's kind of the whole idea with the channel. And moving overseas, it's what I've always wanted to do. And I think I've found a way that I can do it long term, even if it's going to be a rocky road initially. I think I've been at it for 4 months or so. So not that long. I've only just got the channel monetized, and yeah, very happy with how things are going. I couldn't have expected it to go any faster or build a better audience than I have. I'm pretty grateful for what has been built. I appreciate everybody watching and following. It's amazing. So yeah, very cool. By the way, this mall is extremely nice, extremely fancy. Sorry, I've just been showing my face the whole time and rambling, but TRX Mall, freaking amazing. I mean, definitely some high-end like shopping going on here. There's got to be like a good food court here as well. I just assume because it's fancy. A lot of people recommended I come over here, that I go to this park and this mall. And so I decided just check it out. Very nice. Definitely like by far the nicest mall I've seen here. I believe it's quite new as well. I was going to go to the Botanical Gardens, but it's kind of late. They close at 6 p.m. and yeah, now it's actually 6:15. So I figure I'm going to go there another day. That looks really nice. But yeah, things are in general rocky at the moment, but I think we will make it out on the other side. I just want to give people context for where I am off camera, and sometimes you guys just see what I put in the videos, what I'm filming, but that's only a short portion of the day, of every day. So yeah, it gives you some context. I'm not dying to leave Malaysia or anything like that. It's just that circumstantially it feels hard to do my work, eat properly, have a kitchen, stuff like that. And so yeah, I kind of came as a tourist. I'm staying in hotels. It's hard to do it too long, unless you do have a little bit of a budget and you can stay somewhere nice. I could rent an Airbnb with a kitchen or something, but it's just not feasible for now. I've been booking 2-3 nights at a time. Obviously extremely thirsty. Of course, I walked in the heat, but it wasn't too bad because it rained, and so I thought perfect opportunity to walk. It actually feels quite nice after raining. It's still hot, but it's not even comparable to when the sun is out. So many floors here, it's crazy. That's why I started going up again. I saw just how many floors there are. I'm just gonna go to the top floor, see if there's like a food court, just look around anyways. As dumb as that is when you're trying to fast, right? But I would like to do 3 to 5 days. I genuinely think if I make it till tomorrow, I won't really crave food or care as much from my experience in the past. 2-3 days in, and it's quite easy. I've done it before for health and like trying to balance my gut and body, and it helps to such a degree. I think the longest I've ever done is 5 days, and it helped like to such a large extent, especially if we go back into eating properly and healthy and cooking. Then it really like changes the way I feel and how intolerant I actually am to foods. It kind of fixes some of the intolerance issues, as long as I don't go crazy with it. And as much as I tried here, there's just too much sugar in the food, and even if it's not sweet, like as most of you told me, like it's used to balance the flavors. There's sugar in the dishes, sometimes there's soy in the dishes. I think most of my issue was I had stuff with sugar. I had like curries that ended up being made with yogurt, whereas other curries are not made with yogurt, which kills me as well. I can't eat it. And so I try and like suss it out. I try and figure out what's in it and talk to them, but sometimes, it just takes 1 or 2 times where maybe there's a language barrier, or they don't really know, maybe they think, oh yeah, no sugar, but then they like marinated the meat in honey or something. So stuff like that. It's unavoidable. It has nothing to do with Malaysia. Again, it's like it's a knock on my own level of health or the issues that I have. It's unavoidable. Same if I were to go to Thailand and stay without a kitchen. Like I always have a kitchen there in a condo. I would struggle probably even more because I wouldn't even have certain things I could find to eat. It'd be more difficult. Let's just say there's less I could eat street food wise there, restaurant wise. Same in Indonesia, it felt more difficult. So here it's felt better, except the few instances where there was an issue and I realized, I f***ed up. I didn't realize this was with yogurt or whatever it is. But that's it. That's where I'm at. I will be excited down the line. I'm going to come back here and do it more justice. I'm very proud of the videos that I did here. I think the response was really good. I built quite a lot of subscribers from Malaysia, which is great. Now I have a local audience here that I feel like come back to, many times over, like in the year, and people will be kind of excited to get some content in Malaysia again from me. So it's a good feeling. It made me realize I want to do that in many countries and be able to constantly go back there and have an audience there. So, I will make a Facebook page. Facebook is quite big here. We don't use it in America anymore. Nobody uses it. No young people use it. We don't really watch much video on it. A certain generation may still use it, but it's not the same as countries like Malaysia, Philippines, who sometimes use Facebook more than YouTube to watch like videos, even like travel content. So, I will make a Facebook page. I think it will make it easier for you guys to connect with me as well. Right now you can always reach out on Instagram DM or email, which is always in the description. If you want to reach out for any reason, always feel free. I've actually had two people now stop me and tell me they saw my videos here, and it started to happen in Thailand before I left too. So that's how I know that there's some traction being gained. I don't even have a big following by any means, obviously, and already people recognize me in person much more than my tattoo stuff, which I have 40-something thousand followers, most from New York, and I've gotten recognized maybe 5 times in 5 years. you know. But I will say I'm posting designs and tattoos there. I'm not really posting my face, only in the stories. So only the like die-hard followers really knew what I looked like and followed my life. Whereas YouTube, it's like you see my face all the time. You guys tell me, you know, show more of your surroundings, not your damn face. So I think I show it enough, right? I think it's nice to just talk directly to it. Yeah. You know, sometimes, yeah, cool, I will throw it this way, I'll let you guys see. But I think for a video like this, I would prefer to do more just directly talking to you. But yeah, so speaking of that, I will turn it the fuck around because it's been facing me for so long. I won't make this video too long. You know, I just kind of wanted to, yeah, just touch on some points and give Malaysia a personal video like I've given, you know, Thailand, like I've given when I was in Indonesia as well. And a lot of those locals reacted well to my personal content that was not so focused on, yeah, going to a specific place. I think I like to mix in both styles of content. I think it makes for a more interesting channel. You know, you can only watch somebody go to the same places so many times until, you know, you got to get something else out of it. You need to, you know, the person's personality or some entertainment value, like something else has to be taken from it, or you're not going to watch it. So yeah, I think, at least in my experience, the vloggers that I follow, typically, yeah, I'm more drawn to their personality, the day-to-day. And then when they go to different locations and they are chatting as well, kind of mixing it into the same videos or even not, I'm more interested, you know. I wouldn't otherwise care as much. And so, yeah, I like to do that style of content too. I wonder how many floors are actually in this mall. It looked like a ridiculous amount. I don't know, maybe I'm going to the top floor now. Never know if there's another floor you can go to from a different spot, but it looks like it. Okay, and there's a theater up here, which usually is like a textbook sign of saying you've made it to the top floor. Movie theater. Yeah, they have like a little outdoor terrace type area. Okay, you can go up more over here. Interesting. It's easy to get lost in this mall. Very easy to get lost. The park says it's open till 11 p.m. so it's not a huge park anyway. I just more so wanted to see it. I think it would have been cool as a background for the video too. But that AC was nice for a hot second. Yeah, that's all. I think yesterday I put out like a video that's going to be kind of like, am I leaving Thailand, moving to Malaysia, or like a comparison video between, yeah, just my experiences in Thailand and versus here. Yeah, it's not to be taken as criticism or anything like that. It's just, yeah, my own experiences, drawing some comparisons and contrasts and giving some other people who maybe watch a video to decide, do I want to live in Malaysia or do I want to live in Thailand? Do I want to move from this place to another place? You got to give people some context to make that decision, or some things for them to relate it to. And so this is mostly why I draw comparisons. It's not to say, oh, your country should be different. Definitely not. Or to say one country is better than the other. Definitely not even close. You know, it's just to give people the context that they may already have. Maybe they've been to Thailand. Maybe they watch a lot of Thailand videos. Whatever it is, or Bali, or you know, Singapore, wherever. Drawing comparisons, even to where I'm from, to New York, yeah, it gives people a better idea. I think especially like Westerners, maybe it bothers the locals a lot more. I know you guys maybe don't care about Thailand, you don't care about, or you maybe have something a little bit against their policies, the way they do things, you know, a lot of the type of tourists that it brings. I know a lot of people in the comments just assume that I am like some type of sexpat tourist or something like that because I live there, but it's not like that. You know, it draws a certain crowd to certain areas, but you can't generalize that as everybody. I wouldn't have come here otherwise if that was like my steez, if that's what I did. I don't drink alcohol. I don't party. I like weed in Thailand. It's legal. I've used it my whole life, as a recreational thing. Yeah, gotta have some sort of pleasure. I can't eat most foods. There's not much left, folks. So yeah, sometimes I catch a hit of relaxation and enjoyment. Maybe quite often. But I like to go places and take a nice break too. A lot of you were also concerned that maybe I'm using it here and gonna get in trouble, but it's not the case. I don't even think of using it in a place like this or in Indonesia. Any country in Southeast Asia except Thailand, I would not even consider it. This is beautiful out here, by the way. Maybe this is the park? Is this the park? It would have to be, right? Yeah. I was like, this is a nice little just weird terrace. Maybe not. Maybe this is not the park because from what I saw, it looks like it was across the street. But once again, you guys might have to clarify in the comments. Oftentimes I'm in the wrong area. I don't know where I am. Another thing people hate, like, I don't like to do research. I don't like to watch a bunch of videos and know what I'm gonna get into and already see the place. I like to get recommendations and I will follow up on those for sure. But for the most part, especially if I'm staying for 1, 2, 3 weeks, yeah, I'm gonna walk around and explore and get a feeling for the locals. I'm gonna observe people, observe the landscape and just see, yes, that's a nice thing for me. That kind of gives you a taste of the culture more than just hopping place to place in a taxi or even on the train. I think doing both is valuable. It's the way I like to travel. It's the way I like to vlog. I like to make content like that. And so, yeah, there's a portion of people who really appreciate that as well. But I think, again, giving some context as to why I do things, I think it can clear some things up for people who maybe don't understand, I think it's a different culture too. I think a lot more Americans and like Brits and Australians just tend to walk around when they travel to a city. We go into tourist mode and walk around. Me more than most because I like to try and stay fit too, and I sit on the computer a lot, and so it's a way to break up the sitting down, But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed a more personal video. Yeah, drop a thumbs up if you did like this, and I will see you in the next vlog.